Congratulations, this is our first video of the postpartum series. Firstly, you have just created a human. There are not many training programs that last for 9 months, so bear that in mind, be kind with yourself, and as always, make sure that you've been cleared by your clinician to start doing things. It's going to be really gentle today to start connecting with the breath. I'm going to start in a seated position. Just make sure you feel something, you're wearing something comfortable. If you want to pop your bum on a block, you can and be a bit more comfortable. So from here, you're going to take a breath in, reach the hand up. And then when you exhale, just take a little bit of a side body stretch. You can support yourself with your hand. And just take another breath here. Breathing into the side rib cage. And then exhaling. We'll take another breath in here. And then when you exhale, use your obliques and you're going to come back to the center. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale to reach the hand up. Exhale. Get a bit of that side body stretch. I'm going to take 2 more breaths here. Really expand the side of the rib cage. Good. One more time. Breath in here. Side of the rib cage expands. Exhale. Back to the center to use your obliques. And then we're going to bring the hands onto the tummy. Now I like to give quite a big grip here. So place your hands on your belly from here. It should feel quite soft when you're relaxed. I'm going to take a breath in. Imagine you're expanding the rib cage. And then when you exhale, take a small lift of your pelvic floor. Blow through the mouth. And start to draw the tummy button in. Inhale to relax everything completely. And then when you exhale, small lift of the pelvic floor. So imagine you're picking up a blueberry. It's a really light lift. And then you start to zip up from the lower to the top. Let's do that a couple more times in this position. Inhale, relax everything. Exhale, lift the blueberry and start to zip up the tummy muscles from this position. You should feel things getting a little bit tighter. Good. Inhale to relax everything. Let's try bring the hands a little bit lower. Exhale, do the same thing. Lift the blueberry. Start to zip everything up. Really lightly. Good. And then inhale to relax everything. We'll do it one more time. This time imagine you're blowing up a balloon. Exhale. Zipping everything up. And then inhale to release. Now we're going to come onto an all fours position from here. So if you bring yourself over, bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. From here, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Take a breath in, let the belly drop. And then when you exhale, lift the blueberry. Start to zip up from the lower tummy to the upper. And then when you inhale, relax everything down. Exhale, lift the blueberry, draw everything up and in. And then inhale to release everything. Last time like this, exhale, draw everything up. And then I want you to keep it here. So you're going to hold everything in nice and tightly. We're going to start really, really gently from this. I want you to see if you can take a small lift of the hand along the floor, nice and long, keeping everything in. And then you're going to bring the hand back. You're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, keeping everything drawn in and come back. If this feels enough, stay here. If you want to try sliding the leg instead, you can. Keep everything drawn in when you slide the leg. The temptation is when you slide the leg, the belly will sort of want to drop a little bit. So keep your tummy button drawn in. You're trying to keep that engagement. If that feels okay when you slide the hand and when you slide the leg, and you can keep this position here, you're not sort of wiggling around too much, then hold that position in place. So that is engaging your core. You're using all your tummy muscles, and you're going to try and slide the opposite arm and leg along the floor and then bring it really slowly back in. Do exactly the same thing on the other side. Long, and then draw it all the way back in. If you're timing it with your breath, you'd inhale when you're in, exhale when you're out, inhale to draw it back in, exhale to draw it back out. Good. And then let's go big toes together and we'll just push back into a bit of a child's pose. You can extend the hands here and bring the forehead down to the floor, or if it's a bit more comfortable on your shoulders, you can bring them in. The knees can be wide or narrow. Just find a comfortable position. Let's take a couple of breaths. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. And then exhale fully. Relax your chest. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. Really expand your upper back. See if you can fill that space. And then exhale fully. Good. We'll do one more. Really expand into the back of the rib cage. And then exhale fully. Good. And you can slowly walk the hands all the way back up. You're going to come into a seated position. Use your elbows to come down to find a bridge position. I'd always teach a bridge with your foot where your kneecap would be from here. So if you find that position here, bring the hands onto the hips, and we're going to find neutral first. So if you create a diamond, you're going to pop that diamond on your pelvis. Imagine you have a bowl of water there. You're going to tip the water towards your belly button, tailbone tucked under. You're then going to bring that diamond back to a neutral position, and then see if you can tip it slightly towards your toes. Your pelvic floor might lift a little bit here. Don't worry if it doesn't. This is tailbone stuck out. We then want to find a neutral position. So neutral for me is going to be about here. It's okay if you have a little bit of a curve in that lower part of the back, because our focus is going to come to this part of the rib cage. So neutral position with the pelvis, spine's going to stay nice and still. And I want you to just take a breath in. And then when you exhale, lift the blueberry and see if you can keep drawing the ribs and the tummy in. The spine's not moving. Inhale to relax everything. Exhale, little lift of the blueberry. And I want you to imagine tightening the whole way around. So like a corset. Inhale to relax everything. Exhale to draw everything in. You're going to keep that lift. Tuck the tailbone under and slowly start to come up to the top of your bridge position. You can just breathe normally here, but you're trying to roll through the spine, keeping your tummy muscles pulled in. And when you scoop up, you almost want to imagine that things are coming up into your ribcage. So you're keeping everything folded down. The top position needn't be too high. So you want to keep your ribs flush at that top position, using your bottom to squeeze up. Let's get two more. Tapping the bum down, rolling through the spine, coming all the way up, and then slowly coming all the way back down. Let's do one more. Roll all the way up, keeping everything pulled in, rib cage staying down, and then slowly roll all the way through the spine. You can bring the knees together and just have a really gentle rock side to side. It can feel quite nice on your lower back from here. Now, feet are going to come back to a bridge position. Last one, find that neutral position with your pelvis. Draw the rib cage down. We're going to float the hands up towards the ceiling. Now, rather than just reaching them in the air, I want you to actually try and reach a little bit higher off the floor. Now, you might notice as you reach into the air, something starts to go on, maybe at the top of your ribs and the top of your tummy muscles. That's what I want. So shoulder blades maybe a little bit lifted. Take a breath in. Exhale, engage your core, and take a small slide of your foot. Inhale to return. Exhale, same thing. Small slide of the foot. Now, you're going to alternate legs. If it feels okay, you might think about sliding the leg a little bit further. Inhale to return. Exhale to slide the leg. The pelvis is staying in exactly the same position, and the back here is staying in the same position. We're trying not to press into the ground too much with the lower back. We want the tummy muscles to do the work. If this feels okay, you've got no coning or doming, so no bulging happening, then when you slide the leg, you can take a small lower of the hands. Keep everything pulled in. We're going to go for 4 more. Exhaling to extend. Inhaling to return. 2 more. Whichever version you're doing, keeping everything drawn in, nice and softly. Good. Last one. Nice. And then you can come all the way up to your elbows, and let's just do a little bit of a hip stretch. Pop those feet nice and wide. Drop them down to one side. Let's have a bit of an internal bias. So this side, if you need a bit more of a stretch, imagine you're trying to drop your bum down to the floor. So we're thinking less dramatic positions. We're not trying to create any crazy shapes. Tuck under. It will give you a better stretch, even though it maybe doesn't look as good. We're not remotely bothered about that. We want a bit of a stretch in your hip. And just take a few breaths here. And when you're breathing, just think about trying to breathe into your rib cage and the whole of your body rather than just your belly or just your chest. We'll swap to the other side. So lightly rock the knees over. I like to think of it as having a bit of a balloon inside your torso. So when you inhale, the balloon is going to simultaneously inflate the whole of your body. So a little bit in the chest, a little bit in the side of the ribs, a little bit in the back of the body, and that's going to help take some pressure off the pelvic floor. So with your relaxed breaths, you're getting that expansion in the rib cage, in the back of the body as well. Good. And then you can release it all the way off. Again, congratulations, and be kind to yourself. A 9-month training program is no joke.